My friends, I'm going to try to say something quick about this. Some people like, some people dislike, and other people really don't care about this documentary that 50 did on Diddy. First thing, he's been talking about this thing for at least 2 years. Because initially he was saying jokingly it was Diddy done it. Additionally, Diddy apparently was filming things because, whatever way he thought it was going to go, he was like, well, we're going to film the more private stuff. Well, you're like, how did he get this footage? He had a videographer videotaping his interactions, leading up to or whatever with the trial. And my understanding is he ended up not paying the guy. So where the videographer owns those. And knowing that 50 had been talking about it, he sold it to the highest bidder. Second, some people are saying, 50's doing this because turns out his, next thing you know, his baby mama, a girl who he actually liked and had a child with, was one of those girls you fly out. You never know. Truthfully, you never know, and because they'll never tell. If she wasn't on the stand, you'd have never known, except for the people that was at those parties. Maybe that's part of it. But one thing 50 has consistently done always is bring up the suspicious, saucy, whatever type of behavior of Diddy. And he stated, this is over a year ago, I remember somebody was like, what's going on? Because look, 50 used to write songs for Diddy. But he also knew that if he signed with Diddy when he first came out, anybody in New York in those groups, if he had signed with them, they would have buried him. Okay? You'd have never got Get Rich or Die Trying. The best thing that happened to him is he took those meetings. Tony Yayo talks about he took those meetings and was turning down millions of dollars because he saw the play. Like, if I end up under them, not only is Irv Gotti going to block me, because Irv said I was blocking as much as I could. He would have really been blocked. You know what I'm saying? These people of power in New York was going to block him. Diddy was talking about signing him, but he really didn't want to sign him because he didn't want that street stuff that 50 had to deal with after he got shot. But 50 was a songwriter, hook writer for them, for Diddy way back. So it's not like they didn't have any business interaction. Okay, but what 50 said more definitively was, I really wasn't trying to party like that because of the things that I heard. And he's always called out Diddy's suspicious behavior. And he said he did that because if I didn't say anything, you would think I was down with that shit. So, hey, believe it, don't believe it. But his line has always been there. Okay, we did some business when I was trying to come up. When it came time to sign a contract, I didn't do it. Between a combination of reasons, Diddy was apprehensive because 50 had some real street stuff. And he knew in that area on the East Coast, he was going to be blocked. Best thing, like I said, we got to get Rich or Die Trying because Eminem was like, what do you mean he's not signed? And now we got 50 Cent, the rapper turned mogul, who definitely still be moving like a rapper, so you can't box him in. So whatever. Did the documentary lie? I've heard no one say that there were any lies. There's also rehashed some of the stuff y'all already know. The whole trial talked about a whole bunch of things. Diddy's guilt or innocence, it's not my problem, really. Okay? Because it was a RICO charge. RICO charges are not for SA. Okay? That's for criminal activity organization. So it's a RICO charge, which usually is a group, which is mob action. It's for a group doing criminal activities. It was one person on the RICO charge. How do you lose your case? One person on the RICO charge. And most of those people that you're talking about were paid for the activities. Once you paid and you said, yeah, so now you're saying you made the agreement, now you're reneging, now you're upset that you did that, but you kept taking the money. I ain't gonna go on to who else should have been on the stand with him by the time they finished talking. They should have put that person in handcuffs and set up right next to him. So it's really not my playground. Now, the fact of other people suddenly chiming in, people who were quiet during this trial, is blowing me away. I really don't want, Mr. Wayans, I don't even think he needed to say nothing. Really, nobody else needed to say nothing. He could just let 50 and Diddy have this out. Marlon is a darn good comedian. On your average Joe, probably one-on-one, face-to-face, 50 probably can't run the dozens with him. But you talking about this internet thing? 50's entirely too calculated. I don't even know. It's not even your fight to fight. I don't know why you would get involved. And then I saw something that said Cedric said something, but you can't believe everything because all these fake websites. But the Marlon thing seems to be real. I'm like, Marlon, just let that go. That's not your fight. That's not. That's something. Those guys are beyond all of us as far as power and influence. So you look like a chihuahua barking at the two guys, the two heavyweights doing a little slug out. I'm just saying, it's really not my business. Oh, and all the people like, oh, he's hurt, la, la, la. Dog, guess what? Every time you talk, you think 50 care about your negative opinion toward it. To him is as good as a positive opinion. Remember, when Jay-Z said, I'm about $1, what the F is 50 cents? Tony Yayo said, he was like, yeah. Because Jay-Z's talking about him when he was still trying to come up. So now people are like, who's 50 Cent? Why is Jay-Z talking about him? So, y'all keep going. Keep going. He's laughing all the way to the bank. You got another one. You got another one in the works. I don't know. Unit. I'm out. BigSmoQDogg.